Very good morning. In today's session in Business Research Lab, we'll be talking on one way within subject analysis of variance. Now, coming and talking about analysis of variance, when we are talking about one way within subject analysis of variance, just to understand it, let's talk about you as a student who has completed semester one, semester two, and let's say semester three you have completed. Now you got your semester grade point for semester 1, semester 2, and semester 3. So this is how your scoring has been. Your SGPA score, semester grade point score for first semester, second semester, and third semester. So that is something which we have. So that becomes independent variable where we have got semester grade point as independent variable which is having three levels: SGPA for semester 1, SGPA for semester 2, and SGPA for semester 3. And then you have the dependent variable, which is the actual score you have got on a scale of 10, maybe 7.2 or 8.9 or 5.62. So that actually happens to be your SGPA. So when we have the data for the whole class, suppose 40 students are here. So for 40 students, we have this data. We can now look that, okay, for each of these semesters, the SGPA score of the student, is it going to be significantly different, or will it remain same, or will it be same? So if we are trying to, you can say, work on that particular exercise, this becomes a fit case of one way within subject ANOVA. So coming to the topic, before we actually, you can say, look at the problem and work on SPSS, let's look at what SGPA in theoretical terms is. It is basically within subject analysis of variance, where means of independent variable are compared on continuous variable of interest. In a within subject ANOVA, the independent variable is within subject factor with two or more levels, where each participant receives all levels of independent variable. And to answer this, let's have an example. This example is about a business school where they are trying to see the effectiveness of the newly designed social skills program, and they are just trying to understand that how the social skills program can improve upon the relationship of students with their peers. So this is a 16-week program, and the dean of the school who is conducting the study has selected 25 MBA students for that, the first year students. So we have 25 MBA first year students being selected. That is what the sample is. And what we are doing is we are trying to find out or measure the social skills score students for this 16 weeks at 3 points. Point one, at the very beginning, before the program is being delivered. Second is in the midway, that is 8th week of the program. And lastly, it is at the end of the program. So we are having three, you can say, three measures for the same student, or same, you can say, sampling unit. And this is being done by the teachers of that MBA program. So here the independent variable actually happens to be the time, which is having three levels. Level 1 is before, level 2 is after 8 weeks, and level 3 is after the completion of program. And the dependent variable happens to be the scores or social skills scores of the students. So if you look at the objective of any one way within subject ANOVA we are doing is, it is to test whether the means of two or more related groups differ significantly on a dependent variable of interest. And data requirement, we have independent variable, which is having more than two categories, or you can say levels. And here, as we told earlier, for the example I quoted, it is time before, 8 weeks, and after. And dependent variable happens to be a continuous scale, which is a social skill score for the above example. The null and the alternate hypothesis, we are saying that for all the levels, whether it is before or 8 week or and after, for all the three, you can say, levels of time, the social skills of the students will remain same. So that becomes the null hypothesis. And when we say that at least one of these will differ from the remaining two, then that becomes alternate hypothesis. And as we know, if our significance value comes to 0.05 or less than that, we'll be accepting the alternate hypothesis. Research questions which are fundamental to answering the very hypothesis that we have created or just to analyze the question are very important. And the research question that we are having here is that is there a difference in social skills before, during, or after a 16-week social skills training program? So that becomes a research question. We had collected the data from 25 students on the same, and this data is before you. So let's look at, you can say, how are we going to work on this one way within subject ANOVA. So let's move to the SPSS file.